Good morning, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you again for coming back. I always appreciate your presence. Uh, Today is January 2nd, 2024. I have just a few news updates to share with you. I will start with anniversary of Oromo Liberation Army Day, or OLAF. It's usually attends and commemorates its OLA Day every New Year, January 1st. So today, uh, the Oromo Liberation Army commanders and their supporters attended an extended online meeting to refresh their strategy to strengthen themselves financially, politically, socially. So they discussed and uh, renewed their commitment to strengthen the fighters, to refresh the members, to strengthen the unity in the Oromo, in the Oromos in diaspora community in back home, to support the struggle for freedom, to support the Oromo Liberation Army with everything they need to succeed to their objective. And in the meantime, also the leader, Jal Marro, express his readiness to continue to settle the issue peacefully with the federal government if it's needed. So they are ready, through peaceful means or through military struggle. So that is the major discussion happened online with the commanders and their supporters back home and around the globe. And they did an excellent fundraising today, and also constructive discussion in uniting the Oromos toward the objective. Freedom is not free. Freedom requires all kind of sacrifice, including life. So that's all I'm gonna say for that. And the other major news for today is a positive news for Ethiopia. Is the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed signed agreement with Somaliland. Somaliland is not internationally recognized, but they signed an agreement to use, the port, and in return, Somaliland also looking for, recognition from Ethiopia. So let's listen to this Al Jazeera very short video on this agreement and continue with other news. Thank you again. Let's listen.
The ceremony in Addis Ababa brought the leaders of both Ethiopia and the breakaway territory of Somaliland closer to long-sought goals. This will be the starting point for our cooperation with the brotherly people of Somaliland to grow and develop together in cooperation and ensure our common security. As we've repeatedly stated previously, we don't wish to use force on anyone. Rather, we'll use what we have cooperatively. The Memorandum of Understanding leases Ethiopia port facilities on Somaliland's Red Sea coast. Access to the ocean has been an Ethiopian priority since Eritrea became independent 3 decades ago, leaving Ethiopia's remaining territory landlocked. Somaliland's president says that in return, Ethiopia will recognize his territory's independence. Somaliland declared autonomy from the rest of Somalia in 1991, but is still claimed by Mogadishu.
We are very happy, and we thank the Ethiopian Prime Minister as we signed the agreement here. We have allowed them 20 kilometers of our sea, and they will also recognize us as an independent state. They will become the first state to recognize Somaliland after the signing of this Memorandum of Understanding.
The government of Somalia announced that it will convene an emergency cabinet meeting to discuss the agreement, which it considers a violation of its territorial sovereignty. Alexandra Byers, Al Jazeera.
Okay. So that is positive news, but it depends how Somalia, the mainland, acts. We'll see what they're gonna do about. They call already an emergency meeting, cabinet meeting, and we'll see. If we have some kind of strong response. We don't know what they're gonna say, but still Somaliland is not officially recognized. But they have their own president, they have their own airport, they are a country, but it's not recognized internationally. So this agreement will help Ethiopia to import and export, maybe, we don't know. I'm afraid he might use this port to advance his military activity, to import drones and tanks and ammunition. I don't think he's gonna use to advance the people's life. So because he don't want to settle the conflict he got in Amara region and Oromia region. They are always boasting about military capability. So they might import through this Barbara port whatever weapons they get from foreign countries to fight and win everything militarily to silence Ethiopians. So I'm afraid. But if it's used to increase the capacity of the public, to change the living condition of Ethiopians, we should all appreciate. So all this depends how the Somalia, the mainland, will act. And this agreement is for 50 years stay, and it will be renewable every 50 years according to this agreement. So we will see, and we'll see how the mainland Somalia will act. The other news also is about Ethiopia and other countries included in the expansion of BRICS organization. Let me read what it says. Addis Ababa, January 1st, 2024. Ethiopia, along with other 4 new member countries, officially joined the BRICS, the emerging markets bloc of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. According to a statement issued by the BRICS today, that Ethiopia, Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates have officially joined the bloc. Ethiopia's bid to join the BRICS was endorsed last August 2023 during the 15th BRICS summit held in Johannesburg, South Africa. In his statement following the decision, Prime Minister Abiy said Ethiopia's endorsement to join the BRICS bloc will contribute a lot in realizing the South-South cooperation. Okay, it's showing me the battery is low. Okay. Apologies. Okay. South-South cooperation. BRICS controls about 40% of the world population and an equivalent amount of the economy, as the countries now have higher economic values than G7. Ethiopia's membership in the BRICS group is expected to bring significant benefits for its economic development, regional integration, and international cooperation. That is expectation and remain to be seen. The membership will have a lot of impact in terms of international trade, and the main agenda is to transform the multilateral system into some kind of equitable system where countries will deal with each other on a sovereign basis. Countries would like to see multilateral development to a greater degree as they represent a significant part of the world economy now. The BRICS countries are high producing countries and emerging economies. BRICS is an intergovernmental organization comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It was formed in 2010 by the addition of South Africa to its predecessor called BRIC. Now, its members have increased to 10 following the accession of Ethiopia, Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Credit CGTN. So it's increasing. Now the members are, 10, and they want to challenge the Western style of trading and IMF, all these kind. I think that's the target, to become independent from that system and help each other. And this is a big group. This is a big group. China, Russia, Iran. This is a big group. So this one is about Israelis withdrawing some forces from Gaza after destroying Gaza and after killing all thousands of defenseless Palestinians. Maybe it's a tactical withdrawal. We don't know, but it's a positive news if it's true. It says thousands of Israeli soldiers moved out of Gaza in first significant drawdown of war. Thousands of Israeli soldiers are being moved out of the Gaza Strip, the military has said, marking the first significant drawdown of troops since the war began. Israel also pulled tanks out of some Gaza City districts, residents said, in what the US said was a shift to different military tactics in northern Gaza. The US, Israel's chief ally, has pressured the country in recent weeks to switch to lower intensity fighting. 5 brigades, totaling several thousand troops, will be taken out of the enclave in the coming weeks for training and reset, the IDF said. But fierce fighting continued in other areas of Gaza, especially in the southern city of Khan Yunus and central areas of the territory. Israeli army spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari didn't say whether the decision means Israelis launching a new phase of the war. In quotation, the objectives of the war requires prolonged fighting, and we are preparing accordingly. End of quotation, he said. News of the drawdown came ahead of a visit by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken to the region and after the Biden administration bypassed Congress for the second time this month to approve an emergency weapons sale to Israel. Credit for this one, Sky News. So I hope they will leave Gaza alone so the reconstruction will begin and be responsible at international court for those merciless killings and damage to the city. Totally destroyed Gaza. Today is sadly earthquake happened in Japan. Let me read what it says. At least 30 people were killed after a powerful earthquake hit Japan on New Year's Day, with rescue teams on Tuesday struggling to reach isolated areas where buildings had been toppled, roads wrecked, and power cut to tens of thousands of homes. The quake, with a preliminary magnitude of 7.6, struck in the middle of the afternoon on Monday, promoting residents in some coastal areas to flee to higher grounds as tsunami waves hit Japan's west coast, sweeping some cars and houses into the sea. Thousands of army personnel, firefighters, and police officers from across the country have been dispatched to the worst hit area in the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa Prefecture. However, rescue efforts have been hindered by badly damaged and blocked roads, and authorities say they are finding it difficult to assess the full extent of the fallout. Many rail services, ferries, and flights into the area have been suspended. Noto Airport has closed due to damage to its runway, terminal, and access roads, with 500 people stranded inside cars in its parking lot, according to public broadcaster NHK. Credit Reuters. So that's a tragedy, and I express on behalf of concerned citizens my condolences for those 30 people impacted by this earthquake. It's a tragedy, really. It's keep happening in Japan. Last time in other places, some areas like Turkey. This is tragedy, and you don't know when it's gonna happen, and you don't know where you're gonna run. That's a bad one. So that's all I have for reading. Let's listen to some videos. What? Let's see. Let me see. So the next video is about, a priest officially openly calling for the assassination of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. It's a very dangerous move from a priest. Priests usually, call for peaceful resolution, not for the killing, for the assassination of elected officials. But this video is circulating in different social medias, and I also, want to share with you. This is a very dangerous one. Openly calling for soldiers guarding or working for prime minister to act against him, to kill him, to assassinate him, claiming prime minister created all kind of tension in that country, ethnic tension, bloodshed, the killing of priests, the destruction of churches, and all kind. So he claiming, it's in Amharic. Let's listen to it. But it's in general, he's calling for, for the elimination of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed.
ባሉት የኢትዮጵያ ኦርቶዶክስ ተዋሕዶ ቤተክርስቲያን አባት ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር አብይ አህመድ መገደል አለባቸው በማለት በአደባባይ ሲናገሩ ተደመጡ። አቡነ ሉቃስ የተባሉ ጳጳስ በቤተክርስቲያኗ አውደ ምሕረት ላይ ቆመው አያሌ ምዕመናን በተሰበሰቡበት ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ላይ ግድያ እንዲፈጸም ሲያነሳሱ ተደምጧል።
ዛሬ ግን እንደ ዳዊት አንድ ድንጋይ አንስተህ አብይን ግንባሩን ብትለው ለዘላለም ታሪክ ሲነገርልህ ይሏል። አንተ ዳዊት እሱ ጎልያድ እየተባለ አንድ ጀግና ወታደር ከዚያ መካከል እንዴት ይጠፋል? የወገኖቹ ሞት የማይነደው የማያቃጥለው ወታደር ምን ወታደር ነው? ሴቷም ቢሆን ትዋጋለች። ለዚህ ታሪክ አንድ ሰው ተዘጋጅ። የእግዚአብሔር ኃይል ያድርብኛል ብለህ ተዘጋጅ። አይዞህ፣ እግዚአብሔር ኃይል ይሰጥሃል። ድል ብታደርግ፣ እንዲህ አይነት ስራ ብትሰራ ለዘላለም ታሪክህ በወርቅ ቀለም ተጽፎ ይኖራል። ስትታሰብ ትኖራለህ። ኢትዮጵያን ከዲያብሎስ አገዛዝ ነፃ ያወጣት ተብለህ እንዲህ ያለ መከራ ክፉ ልጅ በኢትዮጵያ ተወልዶ የክፋቱ ሁሉ ፍጻሜ የክፋቱ ሁሉ ታሪክ ጠቅሎ የያዘ እንዲህ ያለ ሰው በምድሪቷ ላይ አፈራች። እንክርዳድ አበቀለባት። ወገን ተወገን አለያየ። ጎሳ ከጎሳ አለያየ፣ አጣላ። ኢትዮጵያውያን እርስ በርሳቸው እንዲዋጉ አደረገ። ይልቁንም በሃይማኖታችን በተዋህዶ ሃይማኖት ላይ ተነሳባት እሷን ለማጥፋት።
አቡነ ሉቃስ ከወንጌል ባፈነገጠ መልኩ ከአውደ ምሕረት ላይ ቆመው ብጥብጥ መስበካቸው አሳዛኝ እንደሆነ ኦሮሚያ ሚዲያ ኔትወርክ ያነጋገራቸው ምዕመናን ተናግሯል። ድርጊቱ በቤተ ክርስቲያኗ ውስጥ ተሰግስገው በሃይማኖት ሽፋን ፖለቲካዊ ዓላማ የሚያራምዱ አካላት ድርጊት ፍንትው አድርጎ ያሳየ ነው ብሏል። ቤተ ክርስቲያኗ ከዚህ አይነት የሃይማኖታዊ ከሆኑ ድርጊቶች ራሷን ማጽዳት እንዳለባት ያሳሰቡት ምዕመናኑ እንዲህ አይነቱ ድርጊት የቤተ ክርስቲያኗን ስም የሚያጎድፍ መሆኑን በአጽንኦት ሰጥተው ተናግሯል። ቤተ ክርስቲያኗ በአፋጣኝ መግለጫ ማውጣት እንዳለባት የተናገሩት ምዕመናኑ ፓትርያርኩ መልስ ሰጥተው ይህንን አባት ማውገዝ አለባቸውም ብሏል። እንግዲህ ለዛሬ ያላቸው መረጃዎቻችን እነኚህ ነበሩ። ቀሪ የኦሮሚያ ሚዲያ ኔትወርክ ፕሮግራሞችን
Okay, I'll come back to the fireworks. So that is a very short version presented by Oromo Media Network. It's longer than this. So he's, claiming the prime minister. Yes, he created the damage in that country. He created tension. He created bloodshed and the suffering of many Ethiopians, the killing of 1 million in Tigray war, and Oromia is still not settled, 5 years. So yes, but it's a big deal when it comes from the priest, for calling for the assassination of, people. Yes. It's come from others. It might be looks fine, but it looks bad for from the priest who might be a Fano supporter. When you listen to his speech, it looks like supporting Fano. Even he called, he say Fano is coming for you. Those who are working with Abiy Ahmed should stop and join Fano, join the public against Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. And he's calling for soldiers, any soldier, to be courageous to remove, to kill Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. And he is calling him an evil man. He is the man created all ethnic tension, bloodshed, and the war against the church. So these are the claims, and concerned citizens media call for his resignation because his leadership is a failure. But calling for his assassination is a different matter. Okay, let's listen. Let's watch the last video for today. It's about welcoming 2024. I show you in yesterday's video. This is also additional firework in welcoming the new year. Thank you again for joining me. Let's listen to that one and end today's presentation.
On the global journey of New Year celebration in 2024, the world welcomed the year with captivating scenes from Beijing to Rio de Janeiro. The Chinese capital kicked off 2024 in spectacular fashion, hosting a mesmerizing countdown at the iconic Capital Steel Park, an industrial marvel transformed into a must-visit tourist destination. Dubai illuminated the New Year's Eve skyline with a breathtaking display of fireworks that painted the cityscape in a dazzling array of color, creating a mesmerizing spectacle against the backdrop of its towering skyscrapers. The Burj Khalifa, adorned with shapes and hues, conveyed a powerful message of species preservation and featured portraits of the esteemed leaders of the United Arab Emirates. Paris embraced the arrival of the new year with an opulent fireworks extravaganza, setting the stage for its upcoming role as the host city for the 2024 Olympic Games. The Champs-Élysées Avenue became the epicenter of festivities as crowds gathered to witness the multi-dimensional light show projected onto the historic Arc de Triomphe, narrating the rich history of the French capital. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, transformed its famous Copacabana beach into a vibrant hub of celebration, where thousands of revelers from both Brazil and around the world united to welcome 2024. The beachfront sky lit up for an exhilarating 12-minute firework display, adding a touch of magic to the festivities.
Okay, so that's a firework in welcoming the new year 2024. So that's all I have for today. I will be back with other news update, hopefully positive news, and enjoy the new year and be safe. So long, everyone.